Hello, welcome back. I took like a week and a half off, and it's not because I was doing anything really, it was more because I was watching all of 1996 movies, and I haven't really had a lot of time to squeeze other stuff in. So I just figured I'll just take a week off and catch up and try to finish this off. Like I'm pushing, it'll probably be like 75 to 100 for 1996 that I end up ranking. And I've watched every single one of them. And I'm ranking them as I go, so it's just time consuming. There's not a lot of people out there that can watch like an entire year's worth of movies in a month. So I'm just doing the best I can. I thought I'd take a week off and I'm back. Today I got a fun episode. This is a Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings double duel here. Got them both. Well, I'll show them off first, I guess. I got the Harry Potter. This is just the regular Blu-ray collection. I am definitely going to be upgrading this to the 4K eventually. It's hard. It's hard because here in Canada, our 4K Harry Potter collection looks the exact same as this Blu-ray collection, only it's the 4K collection, and it's so much money, and I'm like, oh, like, fuck, it pisses me off, because in the UK, they got, like, a really nice, Hogwarts Express train, and the top lifts off, and all the movies are inside that on 4K, and here we just get a stupid plastic container with a flimsy box for almost the same amount of money. Like, it's just ridiculous. So I haven't upgraded. So I will eventually, if it's ever on for a decent, reasonable price. And then I have, in my opinion, the greatest movie trilogy ever made, and that is The Lord of the Rings. This is the 4K set. Same deal as this Harry Potter, flimsy packaging here that I'm not a huge fan of. Kind of drives me nuts. But yeah, it's just like the actual plastic container with all the discs in it. This comes with digital movies. I will, you know what? You know what I'll do? I'm not sure whether these are still active, but it does say that it's US or Canada. Not sure whether it's still active, but what I'm going to do is, first person that wants those digital movies, I'm hoping my camera can pick them up. That code there. Do it as close as I can. I have a new setup. I have a tripod for my camera now, and I am yeah, so I got it much further away from me just so I can start using my table to display. And also my situation, I kept having problems where I'd be filming an episode and my iPad falls off because I had like a makeshift setup. So yeah, anybody that wants those, first come, first serve, obviously. If somebody does grab them, do everyone else a favor and just put I took it or something in the comments, just so nobody else is like trying to take them. But it's the extended and the theatrical versions of Lord of the Rings. I think it should be on 4K. I don't use digital movies. It does say the code expired in 2022, but I know that, like, I've been told by a lot of people that these expiry dates don't always matter. For the most part, usually the stuff is still available as long as they were never used. So yeah, if anybody wants those, you can go ahead and take those. But yeah, comes with the theatrical version on 4K of each movie. Very nice discs here. And then this comes with the double disc extended editions, but these are only on Blu-ray, which still look beautiful. Just insane amount of discs. Like each movie is 2 discs, just because the movies are so long, right? If you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, this is a must-have trilogy in your collection. These 4Ks are just phenomenal looking and sounding. Just top quality shit on display. Like it's fucking bananas. I'll get into talking about the movies and how much I like them in a minute. My Gollum here, I don't know if the camera would be able to pick this up, but it actually makes some noise if I can find the button. Where is the button? Where is that button? Right here? Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Basically, it just says all of his best lines throughout the movies. Pretty cool. Found that at the antique mall. We have an antique mall here in Woodstock, and there's a booth that sells all kinds of toys and stuff. So I found that there. It was actually kind of cheap too. Shocked me. Some of this is my daughter's. I like Harry Potter a lot. Like, to me, it's one of the greatest franchises of all time. I think all the movies are excellent, but I don't collect any of the stuff. So all this Harry Potter memorabilia here is all my daughter Brielle's. She is the one that collects all the Harry Potter stuff. But yeah, all right. I'll do the Harry Potter movies first. This is also just the regular Blu-rays. I don't think this came with digital codes. Nope. If it did, I'd show those off too. Maybe I'll do that in episodes from now on. If I'm doing a movie, and I'm going to open up all the movies as I do them, and if there's a digital code in it, I will show them on the episode. Anybody can have them. Like I said, I don't have a digital library. If I'm going to watch something, I usually stream it. If I'm going to watch something that I don't own, that is, I usually stream it. I've never downloaded a digital movie. Whether or not all the codes will be active that I show, I don't know. But I'll show them anyway and try. You might be able to start a pretty good digital collection just off watching my channel, to be honest. Because I probably have hundreds, if not thousands, actually, depending on what came with one. Yeah, the Harry Potter movies. What can you say about that? To anybody that hasn't seen them, follows the story of Harry Potter who that's a give a description of the entire Harry Potter franchise in one go. If you haven't seen the Harry Potter movies, let's just say they are kid movies, but they're also excellent fantasy movies. Like, there's a deep, good storyline. Voldemort is a pretty creepy villain. He's also awesome. I love Voldemort there. Ralph Fiennes, or Rafe Fiennes, or however he pronounces his name. But yeah, Harry Potter, it tells the story of him going to Hogwarts, the school for magical wizards. There's people that have magical abilities in this world, and they get shipped off to Hogwarts, and basically it's just a series of just discovery, and just like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's 8 movies, and each one just keeps adding more and more to the story. The original one, The Philosopher's Stone, it's one of my favorites just because of the whole, like, introduction to everything. Like, it's the first time you see Diagon Alley. It's the first time you see Hogwarts. It's the first time you see the Hogwarts Express train. It's everything. You're meeting all the characters for the first time. So it's really, like, it's a matter of opinion. If you've never watched a Harry Potter movie and you just feel those are just for kids, just give the first one a watch. And if you find enjoyment out of it and you end up liking it, just go from there. Move on to the second one and keep going. I actually think the storyline is, yes, it's made for kids, but it's intriguing enough for anybody to watch, in my opinion. I think there's so much fun. It's one of the greatest movie franchises of all time. It would probably be a top 20 for me for franchises. It's hard to say. Depends on how many movies you consider a franchise. For me, it's more than 3. So for me, 3 is considered a trilogy. And so I would go anything above 3 is where something becomes like a franchise. That's what I would say. I don't really know though. It's just me making it up myself. But yeah, the second one's the Chamber of Secrets. That's where you get introduced to some more storyline, and this one's a lot more intriguing with a lot of hidden mysteries of Hogwarts. It's more like castle exploration in this one. Just secret rooms, stuff like that, and then it adds a lot with Tom Riddle storyline, and you start to figure out some stuff there. It's really hard to describe these movies. Tons of fun action sequences, some good comedy, and they just keep going. I'm not gonna go through every single Harry Potter franchise or movie, because they're all very similar. Each one just adds a little different of a storyline than the last one, side storyline, and then the overall storyline is Voldemort's coming back, and he's gonna kill all the good wizards, basically, bring on darkness to the world, and they just keep building towards that happening up until the final movie where the showdown actually occurs, and it's pretty epic. I like the end. I would prefer that a couple deaths would have been on screen. I'm not going to say who and spoils and stuff. I prefer that, like, I wish, it's hard because these are kids' movies, but I just wish that they were a tiny bit more adultish in the gore. But whatever. It's Harry Potter. It is what it is. But yeah, if you don't have the Harry Potter franchise, this Blu-ray set, it actually looks and sounds beautiful on Blu-ray. Like, I've never seen one on 4K, so I can't do the comparison. But I mean, when they look this good, if that price tag comes down, I will definitely upgrade. I'll just keep it at that. And then, to 3 of my personal favorite movies ever made. The Lord of the Rings franchise. I just called it a franchise, and it's only 3 movies, and I just got done saying that 3 movies isn't a franchise. The Lord of the Rings. Actually, Lord of the Rings could be considered a franchise, because there's an old animated one. There's also the Hobbit movies. And then there's a TV show, so it's a franchise. So I didn't technically get that wrong. But yeah, this is where I have watched these movies since they came out so many times I couldn't even tell you. I just love everything about them. I love the world building. I love every single character. Like in the first movie, you're getting to know all the characters. They're introducing the world to you. They're introducing the Fellowship to you. You're getting some backstory for Frodo and Bilbo Baggins. Frodo ends up becoming the focal point of this story. I don't think I really need to explain the storyline of Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure even if you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, you know the basic storyline of it. At this point, it's just part of like pop culture. But the frickin' battle scenes in number 2, the 2 towers, the Battle of Helm's Deep brings tears to my eyes. It's so epic. Like, I don't know. Some of the, like, there's like so many moments in this trilogy where I'm just, the heroicness and the epicness of them is unmatched. in cinema, in my opinion. Like, if you want some epic, just like on levels of almost tear jerking, not almost, like in some moments I'm got tears fucking pouring down my face in this franchise. Just so epic. Like, even the end where Aragorn gives like an amazing before battle speech and ends it with like, for Frodo, that shit. I'm just like, I can feel my breathing jumping and skipping and shit. I'm like, just so good, man. Freaking love it. Christopher Lee as Saruman the White Wizard is freaking awesome. He's evil, basically the big bad guy. Just everything. One of my favorite bands is named after. They named their name after this. Their name is Mon Amarth. They're like a big Viking band. Really heavy. Not for everybody. Not for almost anybody, to be honest. But one of my favorite bands of all time. And Amon Amarth, I'm pretty sure, means something about the mountains, like Mount. I'm not sure if it's Mount Doom or if it's something else, but their band name is based on this. What can I say? Just star-studded throughout. Gollum here, freaking one of the most memorable characters in movie history. Excellent storyline for his character. It's sad, it's creepy, it's uncomfortable at times. His end, the way they I'm recording this really late on a Sunday night. Sundays are lay around, relaxing days. Gollum's storyline, its outcome is phenomenal. I do have to say one thing. My wife isn't a big fan of this trilogy. It's so hard. I can't even really watch it with her because all she does is make fun of it the whole time. And it annoys me so much that I just end up annoyed throughout the experience. So these are ones that I watch with just my daughters. Usually. She gets left out on this trilogy watch. But yeah, I've made a day out of this trilogy so many times. Couldn't even tell you. Like, where I'm just like, it's Lord of the Rings day. Freaking throw it on and power watch all of it. It's like what's the lengths on these, especially the extendeds, because they are serious on the lengths. So the extended edition of the first movie is 228 minutes. The extended edition on number 2 is 235 minutes. And then the extended edition on number 3 is 263 minutes. So yeah. It's a marathon. And I've done that in one day multiple times. It's back to back to back. Freaking epic. I love it, man. I love everything. The extended editions add so much cheese too. Like, there's some moments that are just so... I can feel the nerd. It's just crazy. Freaking love Lord of the Rings. Every single character. Yeah. That's all I have for today, actually. Like I said, I'm watching all of 1996's movies, so it's hard. It's hard to figure out what to do while I'm doing that. Like, I really want to rank years, but it's so hard to fit things in between to talk about on episodes. So I'm just gonna do some stuff this week where it's stuff that I've seen so many times I don't really need to watch it again and talk about it right on the spot. Like I could go on about these two franchises for 2 hours if I wanted to. but I don't really need to because everybody's probably seen Lord of the Rings trilogy and Harry Potter. I mean, that's one of the biggest freaking franchises of all time. But yeah, so this week I'm just going to showcase off some stuff I've seen a lot. It isn't going to be stuff I watched right on the spot. And go from there. I'm going to try to finish 96. So I can just get back to watching whatever I want and doing whatever I want. I'll probably throw a couple comic books in this week. Like I said, if I end up getting doing more things with digital copies, I'll just throw those in too. Why not? But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I took so long to get an episode out, but I will be back at her, and this is Monday, and I'll definitely get one up for Wednesday and Friday this week. Don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'll figure it out. Thank you so much for joining me. Avocadabra!